20-something million people will die. About the same as the total number of viewers of Joe Rogan and Diary of CEO channels. Probably just coincidence, but it makes me wonder, with such an audience and life and death topics, is there someone on the back end checking that claims actually presented from all angles? Like this extraordinary and dramatic reveal about statins here? Which one shall we do? Let's do Rogan.
What we did was we looked at all the drug trials at lowering cholesterol to find out, is this true? When you look at it in totality, not cherry-picked evidence, is there a correlation with lowering LDL cholesterol and total cholesterol and preventing heart attacks and strokes?
Yeah. This is going to be a great example. Let's nail two pillars of longevity with you here. Continuous education and medications. So by the end of the video, you'll know if statins work or not, and how to approach such big claims, because remember, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence.
So in the randomized trials, you look at an average.
Average. Okay, we can pause right away. Anytime you hear words like associated or average in combination with something big, your BS meters should start flashing red immediately. Let me give you a quick example. Let's say you, me, and our friend Jeff decide to start a new company. Let's call it 𝐒𝐩𝐞𝐜𝐢𝐚𝐥. And for the services rendered, Jeff receives a box of candies, like this one. Nine candies total. So, on average, we have 3 candies each. Yet somehow, you and I have none to enjoy with our coffee. Averages can be quite misleading.
Like, okay, let's just throw this question to you.
Okay.
Say you've had a heart attack, you survived a heart attack. Doctor says, take this drug, and over a 5-year period, how much extra life extension would you hope it would add over that 5 years? You can do it over whatever 20 years, but just say 5 years to start with. How much longer would you hope to live from taking that statin?
Okay, so over 5 years, then I'd say maybe a year.
Okay,
25% more.
Okay, fine. That sounds pretty good.
20% more.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The actual figure, not disputed, from industry-sponsored trials, right? 4.2 days, just over 4 days.
4 days. But what does it mean as described? Imagine you are in the treatment group of that study. Every evening you go to the kitchen, you find that pill box, pop the lid open, get one pill, and that goes for 5 years, on and on. And exactly on day 5 years plus 4, you die. And everyone else in the treatment group. And by the way, everyone else in the control who took no statins also died just 4 days earlier. That's the model. That's the exact model in that study. And do you start to see the problem? That's not how things work in real life. In real life, very few people who did not die in the treatment group got a huge benefit. And the very few people in the control, well. So if you start to compare only those few people get from averages to the actual lives lost and saved, and it was done as well, we are going to have a completely different story, which I hope you, same as me, find much more exciting. But before we get to those results, there is a second layer of problems, but there is also a second box of candies. Oh, hold on a second. I need to angle the board.
A few moments later.
Here we go. Heart disease is not quick like common cold. It is silent and takes a lifetime to develop, compounding inside. So let's take a look at those two boxes. People start to develop plaque from their teens all the way till the end of life, which in most cases often caused by that accumulation. But let's say we take people in their 40s. That's our candies here. And we treat them for 5 years with statins. Say we treat that group, we do not treat that group. In 5 years, the difference in mortality between the boxes will be 0. That might be a bit of extreme simplification, but what if we also treat both groups with exercise? Or we treat this group with exercise and this one don't. The difference in 5 years is going to be 0. However you look at it, exercise will provide 0 benefit. Does it mean that it's doing nothing? Because if you're applying the same logic as with statins, it kind of sounds so. We have to extend the window. And if we do that into 50s or 60s, we start to see losses in the untreated group. On average, they're not great. But as we discussed before, the average might be misleading. If we look at the actual mortality curves, after 3 years of experiment, the delay of events is approximately half a year. And at the end of the study, it has reached about 1 year, indicating that persons in the treatment arm who developed an event by the end of the 4S study period had delayed that event for 1 year compared to patients in the control arm, which is quite significant even in that 5 years short amount. But if we keep extending the age into 70s and 80s, like that, here's what happens. What was 4-day average turns into years and years of life. And we're not even talking about the quality of life here, which is going to be significantly greater. Another way to estimate the gains is to look at people who genetically were born with low or high levels of cholesterol. And for good or bad, the math is mathing the same way. For each 10 points drop in ApoB, we get about 1 extra year of life. The catch? It's on average. If you are in the low risk, the gains will be smaller. If you're in the high risk group, much higher. But what is ApoB? How is it actually damages your arteries? How do you move from one risk group to another? All in this engineering take on cholesterol here. Living is smart, aging is bad, and I'll see you there.